Hi everyone, my name is Vadims, and in this video we're gonna go over the 2016 Consumer Barometer Data. So first of all, my colleague Kristina Randver, who is the industry manager for Baltics, she's gonna go over how to utilize the data, where to find the data, and what are the insights. And then for the second part of the video, we're gonna look at what are the most important facts that we see for the 2016 data, and also what are the trends. So we're gonna recap on the 2015 and 14 data to see how has the consumer behavior shifted. So passing on to Kristina right now.
Thank you, Vadims. Before I will tell you how the tool works and what you can actually do with it, briefly about Consumer Barometer. It will help you to understand how people use the internet. It contains topics about internet usage, Multiscreen World, what people do in the internet, and also their shopping behavior. The tool has info about 56 countries, including 3 Baltic countries, and it's available for everyone for free. So you can get a lot of interesting insights about all these countries whenever you need. The survey behind Consumer Barometer was carried out among people aged 16 years and older, and in each country 1,000 people were interviewed. Baltic countries were included in Consumer Barometer in 2013, so it's possible to look at the trend and compare last 4 years' data. How we would find Consumer Barometer? Just open your browser. I type www.consumerbarometer.com. Consumer Barometer tool consists of 4 parts: graph builder, trendy data, then stories about different audiences and curated insights. I will show you how it works with some examples. Let's say I want to know how many daily internet users there are in Latvia and has it changed compared to 2013. So I take trendy data. In the upper left side, I would choose a country. So I'm looking for Latvia. And the graphs update automatically. So I can see 64% compared to 57% 2013 are the daily internet users in Latvia. If I want to know what was the question behind it, I can see it here under the I button, or if I want to know who is the target group or behind this specific graph, I can see under the base. If I have to export this graph, I can choose here, and there are 3 different options how I can do that. So people are more connected than ever, and smartphone is becoming more natural part of our everyday life. I'm interested in how many people in Estonia and Sweden are using smartphone. So for that, I open Graph Builder. There are 2 options in the upper side, questions and filters. Questions have been divided into 3 groups: the online multiscreen world, the smart shopper, and the smart viewer. So coming back to my question, I will go to device usage and choose type of devices used. You can see nothing happened because I want to know info about more than 2 countries. I go under filters, and filters, I choose country, pick Estonia and Sweden, and I can see 63% in Estonia and 85% in Sweden. I can go in more depth and choose more filters. So I will go take age group and then 25 to 34-year-olds. So here the situation is a bit more similar, 94% compared to 99%. Again, if I'm interested in exporting the data, I can choose between these 3 options. So next, we'll look into curated insights. Here you will see which are the top countries in key topics. Graphs are predefined and may contain data from more than 1 question. You can either choose to analyze more deeply per country or global. then you will see the comparison as you can see here. So location-based advertising is becoming more important, especially for small and medium-sized firms, as it offers new opportunities. I would like to know in which countries people search for local businesses online. I will scroll a bit down up to local shopper, and here I can see that Lithuania is among the top countries. I can rank it, and 98% of Lithuanian internet users are looking for their businesses online. So if I had a company in Lithuania and I would do everything to be visible in the internet so people would find me. If I would like to export this graph to show it somewhere in Lithuania, I can pick between these three already before known options, or I can choose the last option, which will take me where the data came from, or the graph builder. So this is all from my side. Explore around Consumer Barometer and use the data. But in order to make your life easier, Vadims will show you interesting insights that we found about Baltic countries.
Thank you, Kristina, very much for the insights. So for the survey results, we have 4 main areas that will be worth to highlight, where we will primarily look at the 2016 data. However, it is important to include also the data from 2014 and also 2015 to see relevant trends and understand which direction consumer behavior is shifting towards. So first, we're gonna go over the concept of multi-screen world, which we live in today. Secondly, we're gonna look at trend analysis and some of the 2016 highlights. Then, to finish off, we're going to have a look at the smart and local shopper insights. Before we're going to dive into those areas, let's set the scene and review the internet usage for all 3 Baltic countries and how it has changed over the last few years. So what you can see in these graphs, when you compare 2013 to 2016, internet usage is on the rise, and the percentage, of course, of the population who have access to the internet is increasing. And this will also increase in the future. It's not enough to understand your audience by just analyzing desktop, as users tend to use more than one device during customer's journey. Smartphone usage is most certainly on the rise, right now and also in the future. And it is right now the second most connected device after desktop. However, this is expected to surpass in the future years to come, as smartphone is really becoming the norm of nowadays. So if we set ourselves in the scene where we're watching maybe right now TV, so imagine you're watching your favorite TV show, many people are using a device at the same time and they're connected online. So more than actually 50% of people in Baltics are engaged online through one device or another, and 5 in 10 people would be using smartphones, and the same goes for desktop and laptops. So for the next topic, we're gonna look at now at some of the most important trends and also the highlights for 2016. So we touched upon that we live now in a multi-screen world where today you have to ensure that for the same person on any screen you provide seamless experience, so the same sort of experience that you would provide on the desktop. And why is that important? Smartphone usage is on the rise, as we said. As you can see in the graphs, you can see that 6 in 10 people in Baltics use a smartphone, and you might be aware yourself that also your phone might be one of the best friends, right? So you want to make sure that you, as a business or an organization, are concentrating on online presence and also smartphone presence. So if consumers are shifting towards that direction, right? Are you present, right? And how your presence compares to your competitors? Setting alarm clock, checking time, and taking photos and videos are really the top 3 things people use a smartphone on a daily basis. However, when they are connected online, browsing through the web by using the search engine, checking social networks and emails are the top 3 things people are engaged in. And while being engaged in those activities, a very interesting fact is that 5 in 10 people actually access the internet as often via smartphone as via computer. Based on all 3 Baltic countries, 22% of users use one device, 38% use at least sort of 2 devices, 20% of users use 3 devices. So while it might have been the case in the past that most of the people had only sort of one computer at home, today there are many smartphones and other devices that are at hand for the users for personal and work-related purposes. So now that we have looked over some of the trends that Consumer Barometer has on offer, it's time to narrow down towards some of the most important facts in relation to shopping, with the idea to help you to help acquire the customers of today and tomorrow by looking at 2 particular segments, which are the smart shoppers and local shoppers. So first, let's go over the smart shoppers. The first kind of important fact looking at Baltics is that 1 in 3 people first research online before making a purchase online or offline, with increasing number of people more and more using online resources to make a decision. So for 3 in 4 people, online resources ultimately shape behavior at the early stage of consumer journey. And here it's very important to think about the branding, right? And whether your brand is visible at the early stage in order to shape the person's behavior in your favor. When searching for various product information, people make use of online data in various ways. Where in Latvia and Estonia, people mainly compare the various product offerings online, while in Lithuania, people tend to have more of a impulsive buying habits. So in order to get to the product information, every second person in Baltics usually uses a search engine as a #1 online tool to find the right information quickly. So let's have a look right now at some of the key facts about local shoppers. As we're talking about search engines being used as a #1 online tool to find information about various products, it is important to know that over 80% in Baltics people use a search engine to find nearby businesses that might have that particular product that you are looking for. Consumers really base their decisions on 3 main factors when considering a local business. So first of all, that's product availability. Is your product available 24/7? Then the second thing, which is the second priority for them, is lowest price possible. Are you competitive? Are you making sure that you're not overcharging the same person for the same sort of product that might be available as somewhere else for a lot cheaper? So you have to be competitive, so bear that in mind. And then that's past experience with a business. So the same person might have been in your store before. Did he have a good experience? Did he have a bad experience? Or maybe a neutral experience? So how can you improve that in the next visit? And also think here about reviews, right? So you might have several reviews about your business. And you make sure that these reviews are good, so this person might be more tended towards to come to your business. That is the end of Consumer Barometer webinar. And if there's something that you should really take away, think online, right? So what do we mean by that? 1 in 2 people use a search engine to find what they're looking for. So knowing this really, so how will you adapt your online and offline presence going forward? The second takeaway is think multi-screen and not just desktop. So data shows consumer behavior is changing towards mobile, where 6 in 10 people use a smartphone on a daily basis, making consumers more mobile than ever before. And last but not least, think customer. So what we mean by that is think like a customer. So 3 in 4 people start the first step of the customer journey online, which as well is increasing year on year. So you want to make sure that you are present at the first step of customer journey. You will see an impact from these type of people on your business. If you want to get some additional insight, please check out the consumerbarometer.com. And if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. And we're going to put the telephone number in the description.